Simsters! It's time for the week 2 Pegasus races! I think I've told like a dozen people today that I'm calling 8 races. I'm pretty sure there's 9. As we all know, math is not my strong suit. Let me know when someone can hear me, so I don't just start rambling. Okay. Hi, everybody! It's always weird a couple times a year because of the nature of the, sim year being only 16 weeks and real year being longer than that. That a couple times a year, real year, it's the same weekend for what we're calling in the sim as it is in real life, right? So the Pegasus was actually last weekend, and you may recall that it was very wet and disgusting, and I was not happy to not be there, but happy enough when it was over that I wasn't all wet and whatever. City of Light won the real life Pegasus, and he is up for sale in my stallion auction that is going on right now and ends soon. Ready? It ends in 2 days and 1 hour. Okay, that's not that soon. Operation Take All the Money Out of the Sim is going really well. I do believe we've removed like 550 million in the past 5 days. So good job, guys. But seriously, give me all your money. All right, the first race tonight is the Pegasus Summit, and this is a 6.5 furlong sprint at Artificial Arena in Illinois. They're running for $1.5 million. Please let me know if Mulan is too loud in the next room, because it sounds definitely loud to me. Number 1 is Under the Water, and this is a 9-year-old gelding owned by Sten Reno Hawkinson. This is a son of At the Gallows End, which means that At the Gallows End has 9-year-olds, which hurts my head. 15 for 42 lifetime. This guy has only earned $216,000, but he's actually coming off of 3 straight wins. Those were in a 12.5 claimer, a $45,000 claimer, and a $35,000 claimer. They were actually really good speed figures. Last year, you may recall that the all-weather races got like 2 horses, 3 horses. Like, it was bad. And I threatened we were going to take them away. No more synthetic Pegasus races. But I forgot. And we have actually really good participation this year. Honestly, better than the dirt races. So I suspect this guy is here just to try and get a check from the rich purse. And if he wins, it would be a major upset. Number 2 is Carolina Lobel for Dylan Christensen. This is a 4-year-old son of At the Gallows End, coming off of a 4th place finish in an allowance race. Before that, he was 9th in a grade 2. You have to go back to week 7 of last year to find his last victory. 4 for 14 lifetime, $111,000 earned. Number 3 is Running from Ghost. That's a good thing to do. If you see a ghost, run. Lee Cara owns this one. Actually, Garland Farms bred her. This is a 4-year-old filly by Ghost in the Radio out of a Nomura Shingen mare. This girl is coming off of a victory in the Stewards Cup Synthetic Speed, week 16 of last year. 7 for 13 lifetime. She's closing in on $1 million in earnings. Definitely one of the contenders here today is Running from Ghost. Number 4 is Tooth Scrubber. Don't forget that Casey Gillespie names all of her awesome horses after dental hygienic things, which is one of my favorite and creepiest parts of the sim. 3rd in the Stewards Cup last out. This is a 4-year-old daughter of At the Gallows End. She's only 3 for 10 lifetime, $250,000 earned. Her last victory was 3 starts back in a non-winners of 4. Number 5, Call It a Spark for Allie Hedgestone. This is one of those horses that has no pedigree, no breeder, no nothing, a game-created horse. 2 wins in a row for this one. He's 4 for 8 lifetime. His highest lifetime speed figure is an 86. Number 6 is Same Story. Stab Through the Heart for Danny Derby. No pedigree, no breeder. 3 for 9 lifetime. This guy has earned almost 350,000. He was put into the game solely to be a helpful stallion to fix the fact that everything's by At the Gallows End. So hopefully he will retire at the end of this year and go on to do just that. His last win was 2 back in the Zelda Stakes, which is the perfect time for me to say, guys, Zenyatta's baby was named and its name is Zelda. It's the best thing ever. Okay, anyway. Rounding out the field is number 7, Could Be Gray for Ricky Stam. This is a steward bred, a $1.3 million purchase, who's actually earned back $1 million. Could Be Gray has lost to Ghost on the Shelf the last 2 starts, and actually has faced that one in 5 of his last 6, and has lost all 5 times. So clearly this horse is out with a vendetta. Ghost on the Shelf beat this one by, math is hard, a length and a quarter in the all-weather prints, and Could Be Gray was 4th in the Stewards Cup Synthetic Speed last out. That's your field. 4 minutes to post to make sure you get your bets in. Daily double, pick 4, pick 6, all of that will be closing in 4 minutes, so get your bets in. Don't forget that if you are a new player and you've been playing less than 8 weeks and you have less than, what, $350,000 or something like that? Yeah. We have 10 $100,000 contests tonight. Diane Townsend won the first one. Jack Ball, we're trying to get you a second one. Just wave your hands in the air. If you qualify, it's likely that you will win. Okay, my parents are being a little bit weird. My father has requested I say hi to my mother. Mom, if you're listening, this is what a broadcast sounds like. I put on... Your cup is right there. Yes, drink it. There's always the rules of, if I'm going to put on a movie for you, you may not leave the couch, you may not talk to me unless the house is burning down. We've already had at least 4 altercations with Liam asking me for snacks. Keep in mind he did not eat his pizza half an hour ago, and now he's thirsty, and also Mulan Scary, and other things. 1 minute to post. I know we really need to look into getting a new chat room. I know that it's becoming a serious problem for multiple people. Admin, since you're listening and reading along, maybe everybody could chime in with how bad the chat's been lately. Just booting people for no reason. Think you're talking? You're not, because you're not there anymore. Sometimes it doesn't show you all the lines, and people will be having a conversation, and you're like, I think I missed something. It's because you did. I'll give you about 30 more seconds to get your bets in, and then it will be post time. All right, it is post time. The pick six, pick four, and daily double are closed, and the Pegasus Summit is going to close with a betting pool of $5,800. Pathetic. You can do better. You better do better, or I will withhold race calls. You know how it goes. That's the rules. All right, a field of 7 set to go 6.5 furlongs in Illinois at Artificial Arena. They're in the gate. They're off. Was a perfect start for all 7 runners. Call It a Spark out to the lead, and then comes Carolina Lobel, Tooth Scrubber, and Running from Ghost. Stab Through the Heart, Could Be Gray, and Under the Water from the Rail is the early trailer. They're going quite quickly up front. It is Call It a Spark, 2 in front of Carolina Lobel. Then comes Tooth Scrubber. Running from Ghost is 4th, about 5 lengths back. Then Stab Through the Heart, Could Be Gray, and Under the Water is still trailing. They're rounding the turn with 3 furlongs left to go. It is Call It a Spark, 3 in front and trying to take them gate to wire. Carolina Lobel and Running from Ghost passes Tooth Scrubber. Here's Stab Through the Heart putting in a bid, and Could Be Gray trying to come on. Under the Water is still last, and they've got 3/16 to go. It is Call It a Spark, and he is being swallowed up by the closers. Stab Through the Heart and Running from Ghost, Could Be Gray, and then Carolina Lobel. It is Stab Through the Heart, Running from Ghost trying to get him. Running from Ghost and Stab Through the Heart. Call It a Spark still there. It's going to be Running from Ghost who gets up in time. Stab Through the Heart right there second, then Call It a Spark and Could Be Gray. The official winner is Running from Ghost. She's a 4-year-old chestnut filly by Ghost in the Radio out of Run on Water by Nimra Shingun. She is owned by Lee Cara and was bred by Garland Farms. This is her 8th win in 14 starts, and she does not have a companion animal. Wah, wah. But she does go over $1 million in earnings, so congrats to the 4-year-old filly Running from Ghost. That's the first race of the day. Next up, we have the Synthetic Mile, and this is only a field of 4. Are we on a 5-minute post time here or a 10-minute post time here? 5. Good job, me. Don't forget, if you're a new player, to stick around because I will be giving away all that money. We have $900,000 left to give away. I'll be giving it away after the last race is done, probably, because we'll be on too tight of a schedule. Number 1 in the Synthetic Mile is Holiday Owl. This is a Glenn Escobar homebred, a 4-year-old white gelding by a Holiday Prayer. This guy literally broke his maiden last out. That was his 6th start in here to get a check. Number 2 is Breaking All Rules for Christophe Desjardins. This is a 6-year-old mare that costs $1.8 million. She's made back $1 million of it, 9 for 23 lifetime, coming off of a 2nd place effort in the Synthetic Distaff, losing by a neck, but before that, she had won 2 of her last 3 starts. Number 3 is one of my favorite named horses in the game, and that is Groot Slang for Alaretta Deathly. This is a homebred, a 5-year-old son of Steven. 9 for 15 lifetime with $689,000 earned. This guy has won 4 in a row, including the Stewards Cup Synthetic Mile. Rounding out the field is number 4, Destiny on Ice. This is a 5-year-old horse by Snowflake out of an elusive award mare. Tion Long is the owner and breeder. 10 for 18 lifetime, and this guy's actually earned $1.5 million to date, 3rd in the Synthetic Mile last out. Last year, this guy won the Pegasus, so this is your defending champion. That is the field for the Pegasus Synthetic Mile, a field of 4, post time in 30 seconds. It is post time, a field of 4 going a mile for $1.5 million. They're in the gate. And they're off. A perfect break. Groot Slang is going to go out to the lead. Very slow pace early as no one really wants that lead. It's Breaking All Rules who's going to settle down second. Then Holiday Owl and Destiny on Ice drops back last. So it is Groot Slang taking them around the turn to the backstretch, and he's 2 in front of Breaking All Rules. Then comes Holiday Owl. Destiny on Ice has dropped back 10 lengths behind the leader. Destiny on Ice is the trailer. No change in order. It's still Groot Slang. Then comes Breaking All Rules. 2 back to Holiday Owl. And another 7 to Destiny on Ice. But now Destiny on Ice starts to pick it up with half the race left to go. It is Groot Slang, and he leads by 4 lengths. Breaking All Rules sits second, 3 back to Holiday Owl. Destiny on Ice passes that one now. Destiny on Ice is on a bender. Holiday Owl drops back last, and it's Groot Slang who leads him into the stretch, and Groot Slang is still 4 in front. Destiny on Ice is the danger. Passes Breaking All Rules. Holiday Owl well back. It's still Groot Slang, Destiny on Ice, but he's gonna get nowhere close as Groot Slang's gonna cruise to the lead. 3 lengths in front and winning easily. Destiny on Ice second, then comes Breaking All Rules. Holiday Owl a well-beaten 4th. The official winner is Groot Slang, 5-year-old bay horse by Steven out of Choice Dreams by Ancestral Dreams. This is a homebred for Aloretta Deathley, and this is his 10th win in 16 starts. He now goes over $1 million in earnings, and he really needs a headshot. Maybe we'll give away a headshot later today, and the question is going to be who deserves a headshot, and the answer is Groot Slang. And then Aloretta gets a headshot. Seriously, guys, speaking of headshots, I know you just bought a bunch of foals and yearlings and all that jazz, but our artists are lacking. We only have 2 on order, I think. Come on. They do such a good job now churning them out within minutes of ordering. So give them something to do. Next up is the Pegasus Route. Post time in 2 minutes? Okay, so someone didn't really think this through. This is a field of 8 going a mile and 3/16. This is a $2 million race, and we'll go through them kind of quickly. Number 1 is Liquid Eternity, a homebred for Jack Meyer, 6 for 15 lifetime. Did win the Grade 1 Plastics Classic, 2 back, but was 4th in the Stewards Cup Synthetic Marathon. Number 2 is Dancing in the Rain, which is what I will be doing at work tomorrow when we get 3 inches in 2 hours. 11 for 16 lifetime. Lisa Bennert, homebred. This guy was 5th in the Stewards Cup Synthetic Classic. Before that, he had won 2 in a row, both graded stakes, and he wins like all the time. Number 3 is Debase for Garrett Folsom. This is a homebred 4-year-old filly by Benjamin. 4 for 11 lifetime, $300,000 earned. Last victory came in the Temper Tantrum Stakes, week 5 of last year. Number 4 is Sound the Bugle, one of the more confusing horses in the sim. Christophe Desjardins owns this one. This guy was a $3.5 million purchase who has won 9 of 10 starts. This is one of the best all-weather horses of all time, in my opinion. Last year won the Stewards Cup Classic, won the Synthetic Derby, won the All-Weather Derby. Like, this is a really good horse, and Christoph and I got into it. I don't know if it was like a language barrier or what, but he was like, I really don't think this horse deserved to be the Semi Horse of the Year champion 3-year-old. And I was like, he did though. And he was like, no, other horses were better. And I said, no, your horse literally never lost. Your horse was better. So I don't know what happened there, but I refused to take away this horse's award because he deserved it. And even though the horse is not real, he seriously deserved it, okay? So I refused to take it away. He is the favorite today. Number 5 is Enamel Protection, another Casey Gillespie horse. This is a 4-year-old filly, a winner of the Saunders Stakes last out. Number 6 is Bunch of Yahoos, which is a fantastic name. Allie Hedgestone homebred is 6 for 12 lifetime. This guy has earned $2.2 million, mostly by winning the Pegasus last year. Number 7, Unusual Doll, is Regina Moore's super fancy mare. She was a $3.5 million purchase, closing in on $1 million in earnings. This filly is coming off a win in the synthetic marathon, and she's by one of the best named stallions ever, Cat Food and Sadness. Rounding out the field is number 8, More Hymns, for Dom Bihan, a 4-year-old filly by Benjamin, 4 for 9 lifetime. This filly is also coming off a Stewards Cup win, and that was in the synthetic matron. Post time in 30 seconds. The Huns. Do 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 do. They send me daughters when I asked. Okay, it's post time for the Pegasus route. Betting pool closes at $7,400 and a field of 8 is set to go. They're off. It was a good start for all but Unusual Doll, who was one step slow, and Bunch of Yahoos goes right out to the lead. The pace will be fast as he's joined by Sound the Bugle. Those two kick clear of it. Liquid Eternity then comes to base. More Hymns, Enamel Protection, and Unusual Doll after the bad start. Dancing in the Rain is the trailer. So it is Bunch of Yahoos leading them under the wire the first time with Sound the Bugle alongside, and those two are clear of Liquid Eternity. Liquid Eternity has 5 lengths on to base, then comes More Hymns, Enamel Protection, Unusual Doll alongside, and then Dancing in the Rain. So it is Bunch of Yahoos still, and he shakes clear of Sound the Bugle. Sound the Bugle has 3 lengths in front of Liquid Eternity, another 7 back to debase. Then comes More Hymns. They're really strung out with Unusual Doll 6, then Enamel Protection, and Dancing in the Rain is the trailer. Bunch of Yahoos still leading. He's led every step of the way. Sound the Bugle is second, sitting alongside, 5 lengths back to Liquid Eternity. Then comes More Hymns and Unusual Doll. Debase drops back 6. Enamel Protection needs to run on. And then comes Dancing in the Rain. They're at the top of the stretch. And Bunch of Yahoos has led every step of the way. Sound the Bugle is an annoying presence on the outside and trying to go by. More Hymns is closing. Unusual Doll and Enamel Protection, but we're down to 2. Bunch of Yahoos and Sound the Bugle. They're 4 lengths clear. Bunch of Yahoos, Sound the Bugle, and it's going to be Bunch of Yahoos to hold on. Sound the Bugle settles for a second. 3 lengths back to More Hymns and Unusual Doll. The official winner is Bunch of Yahoos. He defends his Pegasus title. He's a 5-year-old chestnut horse by Thermodynamic out of Implied Love by Imperious. 7 for 13 lifetime, and this is a homebred for Allie Hedgestone with a companion goat named Jump Buddy. We move away from Illinois and move to Florida now for the first race of the day there, which is the Pegasus Dash. We only have 4 horses going 6 furlongs for $1.5 million. So weird that this was one of the best races last year, and this year there's like no horses here. I don't get it. Number 1 is As Loki Ascends for Doug Como. This is a $1.4 million purchase who's earned back 1.2, 13 for 28 lifetime. This guy was 5th in the Stewards Cup last out. Number 2 is Rush and Adjust for Allie Hedgestone, looking to make it 2 in a row on the Pegasus card. 5-year-old by As the Rush Comes, 8 for 15 lifetime, almost $500,000 earned. This guy was 7th in the Stewards Cup last out, but before that had won 3 in a row. Number 3 is Foolish Joke. Let me tell you about this animal. Danny Derby noticed yesterday that there was a Pegasus-nominated horse in Alaska. This horse literally ran yesterday in Alaska for a $500 tag. Finished 3rd. This is a maiden who's been has been 2nd 5 times. Put him on an airplane. Here he is in Florida. This horse will be last. Number 4 is Red Balloon for Glenn Larson. This is a superstar colt who is 9 for 13 lifetime with 4 second-place finishes. He's already earned $3 million. He won the Stewards Cup as a 2-year-old. He was 2nd by a nose this year. Last year, I guess, technically. That is your field for the Pegasus Dash. And post time is in 1-ish minute. It is post time for the Pegasus Dash, our first grass race of the day. And no betting because there's only 4 horses in this race. And 3 of them are very nice, and the other one is about to break a leg. Unless he doesn't, in which case Danny seriously wins the sim. They're off in the Pegasus Dash, and it was a perfect start for all 4 runners. Rush and Adjust goes right out to the lead. As Loki ascends, then comes Red Balloon, and Foolish Joke starts out last. So it is Rush and Adjust, and the pace is going to be very fast. He rolls down the backside, 2.5 in front. As Loki ascends, chasing that one, Red Balloon tracking third, and another 2 lengths to Foolish Joke. They're rounding that turn with Rush and Adjust leading. Here comes Red Balloon. He passes as Loki ascends now. Rush and Adjust with Red Balloon going 2 wide. As Loki ascends third and another 10 lengths back to Foolish Joke. They're into the stretch and it is Rush and Adjust. Now Red Balloon passes that one and as Loki ascends chasing, but Red Balloon opens up immediately and Red Balloon looks like he just joined the field. He's already 4 lengths clear. It is Red Balloon and he's going to canter to the wire in the Pegasus Dash. He is one special colt, Red Balloon, who wins by 3. As Loki ascends is second, Rush and Adjust a neck back third, 16 lengths to Foolish Joke. The official winner is Red Balloon. He's a 4-year-old chestnut colt by Arrow Velocity out of Music of the Heart by Lord Kanaloa. He is owned by Glenn Larson and was bred by the steward. This is his 10th win in 14 starts, and he now has 4-ish million in earnings. And he's the bomb. Next up, we have the Pegasus Dash. Sprint, sorry. And this is like one of the really good fields of the day. It's pretty great. Number 1 on the rail is Build You an Empire for Xander Zone, who I'm sure did not want to get the rail. This horse could have retired last year. Frankly, he could have retired 2 years ago. Remember when he was unbeaten? He'd won the Stewards Cup Sprint. He won the Pegasus Sprint last year. And then he ran in the Desert Golden Sprint, and he lost for the first time to More Than Life itself, who, by the way, wins tonight and is not in this race. That was a sad day for him. He did come back with 2 more wins, but he ran 4th in the Stewards Cup. He might be a little bit tired, but Xander is like, you're going to run forever, you foolish animal. So this horse is 16 for 18 lifetime. Does he still have it, and can he defend his title today? Number 2 is Dark Prophecy for Rachel Sadler. I love this horse. He is unbeaten in 15 starts, $1.8 million earned. He kind of ducked the Stewards Cup last year and ran in the Malibu Beach instead. He has never been even like close to headed other than the one time that he ran against More Than Life itself. Who finished a nose back. Have I mentioned that horse is not here today? He's a special guy, and I like him. Number 3 is Man Bun, which is really funny. Allie Hedgestone, 4 for 15 lifetime, a 5-year-old son of Look I Am Scary. Last win was a classified allowance week 6 of last year. Number 4 is Rick Sanchez for Anku Khan. This horse has not won in his last 10 starts. He has only won for 22 lifetime, but he's earned $500,000, so why not be here? He finished only a length back from Build You an Empire 2 starts ago, so why not? Number 5, it's a long shot now. This is probably the best bred horse in this race, a daughter of Parody out of Melanie, who was a super awesome racehorse. 9 for 16 lifetime, $500,000 earned for Gigi Go Faster, 4th in the Stewards Cup Filly and Mare Sprint, last out. Number 6 is Get Out, named after the super freaky but awesome movie. Xander Zone owns this one, a $4 million purchase. This guy was a little bit of an upsetter, I think, when he won the Stewards Cup Sprint last out by a neck over Gangsters and More Than Life itself. He has won 6 in a row. The last time he lost was actually to Dark Prophecy and Third Versus, who is the next horse in this race. Third Versus is a filly. She's a 4-year-old, Brandon McKenzie homebred, 8 for 13 lifetime. This girl has won 3 of her last 4. I think she was a bit of an upsetter when she defeated Scared of My Shadow in the Stewards Cup Filly and Mare Sprint last out. Can she run against the boys? We are about to find out. The last time she did was again when she lost to Dark Prophecy as a 2-year-old. That's your field for the sprint. Post time in 30 seconds. Betting pool closes at $17,200. A field of 7 going 6.5 furlongs for $1.5 million. And they are in the gate. And they're off. Third Versus was one step outside, but they were all away well, and It's a Long Shot now goes out to the lead, joined by Dark Prophecy. Then comes Man Bun and the filly Third Versus, then Rick Sanchez. Belgian Empire drops back second last, and stablemate Get Out is the trailer, but the pace is quick. It's a Long Shot now, leading by 1. Dark Prophecy chases that one 3 lengths clear of Man Bun. Then comes Rick Sanchez and Third Versus. Get Out alongside, and Build You an Empire only 5 lengths front to back, and you could throw a blanket over them. It's a Long Shot now, yielding to Dark Prophecy. Dark Prophecy, our new leader. Here come the closers. Third Versus, Get Out, Build You an Empire coming on. It's a Long Shot now is done. So it is Dark Prophecy who leads them into the stretch. Third Versus is alongside and not going away. Get Out coming on and Build You an Empire. It's a Long Shot now. It's Dark Prophecy. Third Versus looks him in the eye, and Third Versus, how good has she gotten? Third Versus is pulling away. Third Versus is going to win the Pegasus sprint by a length. Dark Prophecy, his unbeaten streak is broken. Get Out was third, then Build You an Empire, and It's a Long Shot now. The official winner is Third Versus. She's a 4-year-old chestnut filly by If Looks Could out of the fashion show by Lord Snow. She's a homebred for Brianna McKenzie, and this is her 9th win in 14 starts. You always learn interesting information when you do this on the fly, like the fact that this horse won the Stewards Cup last year, which I'm pretty sure I knew 3 weeks ago, but I certainly didn't know before today. And also that it's a filly, and also that Dark Prophecy was still undefeated and yet no more, which makes me really sad. I'm sure that they will have a rematch in Dubai in a couple weeks. Be there or be square. Next up is the Turf Mile. Everybody loves a good turf mile in their lives. Probably. Something like that. Don't forget, we're going to have contests later. I have a page open for contests, which is why I keep saying it so that I don't forget. This is a really nice race, a mix of fillies and colts. On the rail, we have number 1, Silver and Steel for Tamara Estes. I love this filly. I would like to buy this filly, unless I already have and I've forgotten. That's totally possible. This is a 4-year-old daughter of Steel Slayer. She's 7 for 10 lifetime, never been worse than third. $1.3 million earned. She lost to Velvet Soft last out in the Stewards Cup. She was third, beaten 2 lengths, but before that she had won 3 in a row, all grade 1 races. Number 2 is Making Wishes for Rachel Sadler, a $1.3 million purchase. He's earned 2.2 back, 13 for 17 lifetime. Was 10th in the Stewards Cup, which was kind of surprising because he's always been really good. I mean, he won this race last year. He won a bunch of grade 1 races in Australia. I don't know, his speed figures kind of slowed down at the end of last year, and then he ran bad in the Stewards Cup. Will he rebound this week and defend his title? Number 3 is Velvet Soft for Xander Zone. This is the best non-sprinter this man has ever owned. 9 for 11 lifetime. You may remember that he broke this horse as a 2-year-old. She's back now, and she won the Stewards Cup filly and mare turf last out. 9 for 11. I think I already said that. Sorry, let's move on. Number 4 is Heard the Prophecy, one of those Lucas Davenport old guys, meaning the horse, not Lucas. 7-year-old horse here that cost $2 million and has earned back 1.2. This poor horse lost to All of Us Dreamers 4 times in a row last year, but All of Us Dreamers is retired, so Lucas is having a party now. Number 5 is Machinata for Rachel Sadler. This is the second of her 2 horses in here. This is a homebred, 8 for 12 lifetime, never been worse than third. Yeah, that. $600,000 earned with a 91 speed figure. This is probably one of the better horses that you've never heard of. Number 6 is Superpowers. Sten Reno Hawkinson, a Steel Slayer colt, 8 for 12 lifetime, only been worse than second once. That was the Stewards Cup Turf Mile last out. He was 4th. Before that, don't forget, he's had this epic battle with Pepperjack Boudin, and this guy won 2 grade 1s in a row at the end of last year, and I love him. Rounding out the field is number 7, Pepperjack Boudin. Louise Bayou owns this guy, a $2.6 million purchase, who's earned back 1.4. Never been worse than third. 7 for 10 lifetime, coming off of a third place effort in the Stewards Cup. Neither of those horses that beat him is in here today. And that is your field and post times in 30 seconds. Betting pool closes at $12,900. 7 horses are in the gate, set to go for the turf mile. And they are off. Pepper Jack Boudin was one step slow, but the rest were away well. It is Super Powers who guns to the lead, and he's 2 lengths clear immediately. Silver and Steel the filly, then Pepper Jack Boudin after the bad start. Machinata, Velvet Soft, and Making Wishes, and then He Heard the Prophecy rounds out the field. So it is Super Powers who leads by 3 lengths, rounding that turn to the backstretch. Then comes Silver and Steel and Pepper Jack Boudin alongside her. 3 lengths back to Machinata, then Velvet Soft. Heard the Prophecy and Making Wishes, the defending champion, is currently last, while Superpowers absolutely wings out here. He's 6 clear now. Silver and Steel is still second. Pepper Jack Boudin breathing down her neck. 3 lengths to Machinata and Velvet Soft. Those 2 trade places, and here comes Making Wishes from the back of the pack, then Heard the Prophecy. It is Superpowers leading with 3 furlongs left to go. Pepper Jack Boudin is up in a second. He kicks clear of Silver and Steel. Here comes Velvet Soft, then Making Wishes and Heard the Prophecy, and we're down to the 2 rivals. It is Superpowers and Pepper Jack Boudin with 3/16 to go. Superpowers on the inside. Pepper Jack Boudin. Then comes Velvet Soft and Silver and Steel. Making Wishes and Heard the Prophecy. Superpowers and Pepper Jack Boudin. And Pepper Jack Boudin's going to get him today. Pepper Jack Boudin wins by a neck. Superpowers second. Then comes Velvet Soft, Silver and Steel, and Making Wishes. The official winner is Pepper Jack Boudin. He's a 4-year-old bay colt by Maurice out of Secret Smooches by Rillian. He is owned by Louise Bayou and was bred by the steward. This is his 8th win in 11 starts, and he is now over $2 million in earnings. And I love him. All right, we don't have time to dilly-dally, people, because it's technically post time for the next race, which is the Dirt Mile, which luckily has a field of, like, no horses. 5 horses. They're actually really good. Number 1 on the rail is a freak, and she is named Chrome White Sox, 9 for 12 lifetime. A 4-year-old chestnut filly by California Chrome. Xander Zone owns her. That's the one. Was 5th in the Stewards Cup last out. Before that, had won 2 in a row. Number 2 is Colby for Danny Derby. This is another 4-year-old by Celatai. A $3.5 million purchase, has won 8 of 11. This guy's coming off of 2 annoying second-place finishes in a row. One was in the Stewards Cup, one was in the Marvel Stakes. Both of those were against horses that are in this race, but before that, he won the Seattle Mile, and as a 2-year-old, won the Stewards Cup Futurity. Number 3 is Austin Matthews. This is Carl Smythe's Weird Miler by Man of Mystery. Coming off of a victory in the Stewards Cup Dirt Mile, 9 for 16 lifetime, never been worse than third, $2.7 million earned. This guy has won 3 major races in a row. Number 4 is Time Heist, who I was telling Nina I think is a boy, like, all the time. I don't think Nina's a boy. I'm not an idiot. I think Time Heist is a boy. But she's a 5-year-old mare. She could have retired at the end of last year. She didn't. She faced the boys in the Dirt Mile rather than running against the girls. But why shouldn't she? Because she won the Marvel Stakes over the boys, including over Colby. She is 12 for 16 lifetime, never worse than third, $2.5 million earned. One of the best homebreds probably running around these days. Rounding out the field is number 5, Flame Kissed, another mare. This is for Laura Ferguson, a homebred by Spread Like Fire, 11 for 16 lifetime. Laura sent me an email earlier today, and she said, you know, good luck in the Pegasus. I hope you have a good time. I have a good horse in a really good race and doesn't really expect to win because this race is so stacked. That's your field for the Pegasus Dirt Mile, post time in 30 seconds. Betting pool closes at $6,200. We have a field of 5 set to go 1 mile for $1.5 million. And they're off. A perfect break for all 5 runners, and it is Austin Matthews who goes right out to the lead, and he's already a length clear. Time High settles back second with rival Colby alongside. Flame Kiss is going to go 4 wide early, and then comes Chrome White Sox, who drops back to be 5th. So it is Austin Matthews, and he's 2 lengths clear. Colby and Time Heist right together side by side, second and third. Then comes Flame Kiss a length back 4th. Chrome White Sox is the trailer, but she's only 2 lengths behind, so 6 lengths front to back. No change in order yet. It is Austin Matthews leading by 2 and some. Then comes Colby and Time Heist. Those 2 are right together with Flame Kiss 4th. Then comes Chrome White Sox. And now the running's got to get going as they're coming to the half-mile pole with Austin Matthews, Colby, and Time Heist. And they're all right alongside each other now. Austin Matthews on the rail. Then Colby, Time Heist 3 wide. Flame Kiss is right there too. She's trying to move in between horses, and Chrome White Sox is only 3 lengths back. They're coming to the top of the stretch, and Colby takes the lead. Time Heist goes with him. Then comes Flame Kiss. Austin Matthews can find no more. Chrome White Sox is going to be last. She can't go with them, so it is Colby and Time Heist, and they're throwing it down in the lane. Flame Kiss is third, then Austin Matthews, Colby, and Time Heist. Colby edges closer to the wire, and Colby's going to win. Colby a half length over Time Heist, another length back to Flame Kiss third, then Austin Matthews. The official winner is Colby. He's a 4-year-old chestnut colt by Celatai out of Desert Secret by Together. He is owned by Danny Derby and was bred by the Steward. This is his 4th win. Nope, lies. 9th win in 12 starts. And he is over $2 million in earnings. And he's cute. Next up is the Turf. The Pegasus Turf. This is a very good race. This race is so good and has such a big field that I'm going to deliberately run over because I want to talk about all of them. Number 1 is Take the Ghost for Tamara Estes. This is a homebred 4 for 9 lifetime, a son of Take Me Up out of an Opera Ghost mare. Coming off of a Grade 2 win in the Swiss Grand Prix. And this guy has never been worse than 3rd. Number 2 is Antares for Brian Levitt. This guy's in with an upset chance today, 5 for 9 lifetime with over $1 million earned. He was 3rd, beaten only a length in the Stewards Cup Turf. Number 3 is Like Diamonds for Glenn Larson, a $1.1 million purchase. This is the horse that I always remember I bred to the wrong stallion and was like, whoa, it came out like really freaky good. This guy's earned $2.3 million. I personally believe he has one of these massive races with his name on it. He was 4th in the ARC, 2nd in the Stewards Cup Turf. I really thought he was going to win that day, and he didn't. He did win the Louisville Bunbury last year. Number 4 is Chance for Action for Emma Loughran. Prayers to Emma Loughran tonight. She is in the danger zone of all the flooding and stuff expected in California tomorrow. So we'll be keeping an eye on her. 5 for 11 lifetime. Only been off the board once. $250,000 earned. This guy won the Grade 2 Roma Stakes last out. Number 5 is 7-year-old Heartborken. Stormy Peak homebred, 12 for 29 lifetime. This is a millionaire. He was 11th in the Stewards Cup, but before that he won the very awesome Grade 1 called the Grumpy Old Men Stakes. This guy did beat like open company Grade 1 types in the Tribeca Stakes week 9 of last year. Number 6, No One Is Safe for Tim Matthews. This is a homebred who was 10th in the Stewards Cup, but he was 3rd in the ARC. He bounced a little bit. Let's see if he does better today. 8 for 17 lifetime. He's earned $2.3 million. He's royally bred. Don't forget him as a stallion later this year. Number 7, World of Fire for Jack Meyer. A $1.9 million purchase by Epiphania. 3 for 9 lifetime. He's earned $500,000, and he was 2nd in the Los Campeones route last out. Number 8 is King of Ashes for Carol Hansen, 9 for 14 lifetime. This guy has earned $3.4 million. I didn't realize he was like that good. He did win the Chicago Million last year and the Hong Kong Turf Cup, so clearly I don't know what I'm talking about. This guy was In this race last year. Oh, that's how he did it. He won this race last year. Okay, I'm on board now. This is your defending champion, King of Ashes. Let's see if the Son of Kingdom of Rust can do it again today. Number 9 is Sydney's Ghost. This is the second Tamara Estes runner in here. This is an 8-year-old horse, 35 starts to date, 10 wins, $800,000 earned. Was 7th in the Stewards Cup. His last win was more than 10 starts ago, so I cannot tell you when it was. Number 10 is Convince Me for Stormy Peak. I think this guy's really annoying. He wins. Yeah, he won a grade 1, then he was 11th. He was 2nd in this race last year, and then he was 10th. He was 3rd, 2nd, then 7th, and then he won the grade 2 Pre-Tejano Tribute week 16 of last year. Why are you wet? I'm touching a cat and it's wet. If a cat's wet, you just don't want to know. Number 11 is Big Hello for Michelle Calderoni. This is a horse who definitely could have retired last year, but why retire when you can run? 11 for 19 lifetime. He's earned $4.3 million. He was 3rd in this race last year, followed up by a win in the Desert Turf Classic. He won the Ireland's Champion Stakes last year, and he's always been awesome. Rounding out the field and all the way on the outside is your prohibitive race favorite, and this is Deputy Governor for Izzy Rafferty. 4-year-old son of Kittison Black, 8 for 9 lifetime with 1 second place effort. This guy skipped the Stewards Cup after winning the Arc de Triomphe because Izzy wanted to point directly to this race, so here he is. Let's see if that's going to work out for her. This guy's pretty good at life, but this is a pretty good field. Okay, I'll give you 30 seconds to bet on it, and then we got to move on because we got another race after this one. It is post time for the turf with the betting pool closing at $18,600. This is an absolutely fantastic field of 12 going a mile and 3/16 for $2 million. They are off in the Pegasus turf, and Hartborken studied at the start, so did Take the Ghost, but the rest were away well, and it is Deputy Governor out to the lead as expected, joined by Antares. Then comes World of Fire and King of Ashes. Sydney's Ghost Convince Me. Hartborken after the bad start and Big Hello, then Take the Ghost, Like Diamonds, Chance for Action, and No One Is Safe is the early trailer. It is Deputy Governor leading him under the wire to the first turn, and Terrace is alongside him in World of Fire, King of Ashes 4 wide. Then comes Sydney's Ghost, they're quite tightly packed, Convince Me and Hartborken, 2 lengths back to Big Hello, Take the Ghost and Like Diamonds, Chance for Action, and No One Is Safe. It is Deputy Governor, and he's trying to shake clear of Antares, but Antares won't leave him alone. A length back to King of Ashes in 3rd, then comes World of Fire, who loses a spot. Sydney's Ghost still 5th, then Hartborken and Convince Me the stablemates are noses apart. 3 lengths back to Big Hello, and another 4 to Like Diamonds. Like Diamonds needs to get going, then comes Take the Ghost, Chance for Action, and No One Is Safe. They're rounding the turn now, and it is still these same 2 throwing it down. Deputy Governor Antares, 2 lengths to King of Ashes, then comes World of Fire and Sydney's Ghost. Big Hello and Convince Me. Hartborken, Like Diamonds is trying to come on, and Chance for Action. They're coming to the top of the lane, and it is Deputy Governor and Antares. They've been there 1-2 the whole way. King of Ashes still plugging on. Here's Big Hello and Like Diamonds with their runs, then Chance for Action and World of Fire. Deputy Governor and Antares, and now Deputy Governor starts to shake clear as expected, and Deputy Governor goes a length clear in the Pegasus turf. Antares will be 2nd, Like Diamonds up for 3rd, King of Ashes, Big Hello, and Chance for Action. The official winner is Deputy Governor. He's a 4-year-old black colt by Kittison Black out of Reggie Wayne by Feet. He is owned by Izzy Rafferty and is now 9 for 10 lifetime. Last up, we have the last race of the night, and that is the Pegasus Classic. This race only had 4 horses in it for most of the last 2 weeks, and I was like, come on, guys. Seriously? Like, this race was... I'm not going to say it was bad, but it was pretty bad. It has since gotten a lot better, And by better, I mean the people's horse is in it, and now we're all screwed. With love. There could be an upset. Number 1 on the rail is Alone in the Light, and this is a 4-year-old filly by Happy This Way for Jennifer Blake. It's hard to tell what to make of this filly because her sire kind of likes it shorter. Her dam wanted 1.5 to 2 miles. This filly seems to do best around 1.125 miles. She is 5 for 12 lifetime, closing in on $1 million in earnings, and really she's just meant to be a broodmare, so everything else is bonus anyhow. Number 2 is Rage of the Storm. This is a 4-year-old colt owned by Steve Levitt, who I think wants to punch this horse because he really thought that he was going to be a lot better than he has been. Like, he won a couple stakes as a 2-year-old, including a grade 1, but then he ran 13th in the Derby, and that's annoying. And then he won a grade 3, and then he lost to a horse that I don't even know who that is. And then he came back and he won a listed stake at the end of the year. Is this going to be the year for the Son of Heart of the Storm? I know Steve Levitt would like that to be the case. Number 3 is Follow Your Fate for Mike Bryant. And as far as I know, this horse was on the sales page for like $20 million last week. And Mike messaged me and was like, I'm going to list him for $1 billion and see if anyone buys him because why not? And I was like, call Simpita because this horse was very good to you and how dare you sell him? I got all like offended. This is the horse that I really genuinely believed would win the Stewards Cup last year. He was unbeaten on the year. He was like awesome on the year, and he ended up finishing second to Castle's Crumble. Did Castle's Crumble retire? I didn't think he retired, but why isn't he here? 12 for 24 lifetime. This guy has earned $4.2 million. He loves to win big races, and he's pretty much the best. Number 4 is Avada Kedavra from Nina Olson. Does this horse need 1.5 miles? That is the question. He's won 6 of 11 starts. He's a son of Hold Above out of a Harry Potter mare. He was 7th in the Stewards Cup Classic, which is kind of obnoxious of him. 2nd in the Tremendous Stakes, the race before that, which was like a marathon-y type race, and he managed to lose that. But he did manage to beat Redmayne, who ended up winning the marathon. Should he have run in the marathon? I don't know. This is last year's Long Island Classic winner. He's going to be a super well sought after sire no matter what. I like him a bit better in the Desert World Cup than I do in the Pegasus today. Number 5 is the horse that I thought for sure was going to win this race, and that is Strike Revenge. This is last year's Baltimore Crown winner. He really likes it this distance. He does not want to go further than this. He's made that clear multiple times. 5 for 9 lifetime, $2.5 million earned. This is his race to lose until you get to the outside horse, and that's number 6, the People's Horse for Chris Bobby. I wasn't sure if this horse would show up. Frankly, I keep forgetting he's still in training. He did not run in this race last year, but he did win the Stewards Cup Classic year 50. He managed to lose it last year. He was 3rd, beaten only a half length. Before that, he'd run a 100 speed figure in the Long Island Gold Cup. Is it possible that the People's Horse is just tired now that he's a 5-year-old and he needs to retire, or is he about to make us all cry? Let's find out on this episode of the Pegasus Classic. Post times in 1 minute. Please get your bets in. It is post time for the Pegasus Classic, a field of 6 set to go. 1 mile and 3/16 for $2 million. Do you guys think I should bump the Pegasus purses a little bit more just to be like more fun? I don't know. I feel like our fields are a little bit disappointing. Anyway, $35,200 in the betting pool, and by that I mean $58,000. I hadn't actually reloaded the page yet. Shows what I know. Who do you like? Can they beat the People's Horse? Will it be Strike Revenge? Will Avada Kedavra make it happen? Will it be Follow Your Fate? Will it be the mare? It is time. They're off in the fifth Pegasus Classic. The People's Horse was one step slow from the outside, and it is Avada Kedavra who goes out to the lead, joined by Strike Revenge, and those two kick clear early with Follow Your Fate settling back third. Then comes Rage of the Storm fourth, and the People's Horse, and a length back to Alone in the Light. So it is Avada Kedavra who's going to be the surprise leader early, with Strike Revenge dogging that one. Then 3 lengths back to Follow Your Fate. Rage of the Storm alongside, and the People's Horse moves up a spot. Then Alone in the Light is the trailer. Strike Revenge, he puts his head in front, and now he's trying to pull clear, a length to Avada Kedavra. 5 lengths now back to Follow Your Fate, and the pace is still fast. Rage of the Storm is fourth, the People's Horse fifth, and 2 back to Alone in the Light. No change in order yet. It is Strike Revenge leading by a length over Avada Kedavra. Here's Follow Your Fate moving up closer. He goes from 5 lengths back to just 1. The People's Horse is now fourth, coming on with Rage of the Storm fifth, and Alone in the Light is still the trailer as they're coming to the top of the stretch. And it is still Strike Revenge, Avada Kedavra, and Follow Your Fate, 3 across the track. And here's the People's Horse, and he's swooping 4 wide and passing them. Alone in the Light, and then Rage in the Storm, but it is the People's Horse, and he is pulling clear. The People's Horse is going to be much the best once again today. 2 lengths back to Strike Revenge and Follow Your Fate, then Avada Kedavra, those 3 in a photo for second. Alone in the Light and Rage of the Storm, but the People's Horse, no doubt about it today. The official winner is the People's Horse. He's a 5-year-old chestnut horse by Chris Bobby, owned by Chris Bobby. He's by Happy This Way out of Bare Necessities by Dr. None of that. This is his 14th win in 18 starts, and he is now over $9.5-ish million in earnings. I think she's trying to get to the all-time record this year, I think is the point. And I think I wish this horse would retire. That's what I think. All right, that was the Pegasus. And our next calls won't be until week 6 probably for the Dubai World Cup and the Derby. But new players, we are here for you. Stay right there. I am about to be handing out cash, and I'm probably going to hand out a headshot. So don't go anywhere. I still have a few minutes in Mulan to burn. Have a lovely evening, you guys.